Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Sam's Whiskey Bar. I am Mr. Sam, and I had, aka Man Rajay, ask a question. And he asked basically, I don't have it in front of me, but something along the lines of, you got a beginner drinker, what whiskey should you start with? I know I didn't get it exactly right. I'll put it right here so you can read it yourself. So, man, aka Rajay, you came to the right place because I have got quite a few people into drinking whiskey. Stick around and see what I suggest. Okay, so what would you give somebody who's curious about whiskey, but they've never really had it or never really liked it? Well, the first thing you got to think about is proof point. Now, being somebody who's been into it for a long time, our proof points go up. And somebody that is new into it, if you can think back that far, whiskey went in Coke, whiskey went with ice. So don't be afraid to break out ice or even water to dilute the whiskey that you're going to have this new person to whiskey try. Now, a lot of the people are going to think, okay, I'm going to go to the main five, the big whiskey people. I'm going to get their low proof stuff. And a lot of times that will work. Things like a Four Roses, little small batch coming in at 90 proof. That would be a good one to start with. Even the Dickel 8-year, that's a $27 bottle at 90 proof. It's a great pour. Dickel gets crapped on all the time because the mineral, the vitamin, the Flintstone vitamin taste that a lot of people get. And then there's the trusted Buffalo Trace. This whiskey right here has started more people down the journey of drinking whiskey maybe than any other whiskey, because I doubt it's old number 7. But anyways, one of the things that I encourage you to do if you are helping somebody get into it, don't let somebody just pour a drink and just drink it. Make them spend time with it, teach them about spinning and sniffing and trying to get a flavor. And as soon as they get some sort of aroma and they get excited about it, they're going to be excited to taste it. So that's what a lot of people do. Just go with the low proof, heavy hitter bourbon. I don't have a low proof Elijah Craig. It would be up here. Jack Daniels, I would not start with. That's just my opinion. So a new one to Buffalo Trace, it would be a great starter whiskey, is this Traveler whiskey. It is super smooth to drink. It's after I've had my first drink, it's like I'm not even drinking whiskey. So that might be a good one to start with right there. I haven't tried that on anybody, so we're going to set that one to the side. However, a lot of people like wheated whiskey as a beginning whiskey or a Canadian whiskey just because how smooth it is to drink. Now, my Canadian behind me is 103 proof, so I didn't bring it out here, but old Weller Reserve, 90 proof Weller Reserve, hard to go wrong with that. And this bottle's different than most makers you've seen. This is a gift bottle. It'll say something like, presented to Mr. Sam's Whiskey Bar on this date, blah, 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 blah. But that's a regular maker's bottle, and that maker's is 90 proof as well. And both of these are wheated whiskeys, which tend to be a little easier to drink. So that would be two wonderful places to start. Now, the Buffalo Trace, I'm not going to bring this one out, but the Eagle Rare, man, I've got a lot of people. If you've got a bottle of this, just let them sip, put a little water, put it over ice. This is a great starter whiskey if you can find it. However, I do have a few, what do I want to call? It's not really a trick. It's just kind of like my ace in the hole for a new person that's come down here and they don't like whiskey, or they think they might want to try whiskey, but they're a little iffy. What I'm going to start out with, just to see where they're at, is I'm going to start out with the Michter's Unblended. It's 83.4. It's a low proof whiskey that is probably pretty easy for that person to drink. So I'm going to pour a little bit in a glass for them with this. You know, I've got these little bullet shot glasses. They work for great for little samples. So I'll put one in there, you know, and then let them try that. I say, okay, set that aside, especially if they don't like it. And then I'm going to go to a blended whiskey. Now this is Texas Ranger, and it comes in at 80 proof, so a very, very low proof on this, but it is blended, and it obviously, with blended, you get a chance to add flavoring a little bit, and I bet you money there's some caramel or marshmallow flavor in this sucker. Super easy to drink, tastes like candy to me. So to them, hopefully they get a little bit of that on the palate. So there's a little cheat code right there, a blended whiskey. Now, if that doesn't work, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a flavored whiskey. And this is my choice of flavored whiskey that I go to with new people. This is the smoked maple from Knob Creek at 90 proof. This is almost a guarantee, especially if they're kind of okay with this. You bust this out, it's got that sweet maple to it. Pour them another little deal. See how they like that. And if that doesn't work, guys, over ice, add water. Got my dropper and water ready for the new guy, whoever wants to try. And just be encouraging. Don't be a whiskey snob and go, oh, I drink 140 proof, I can gargle. Be supportive. Try different things with them. Don't have your stag in one hand and go, here, drink this 80 proof, you newbie. Be supportive. And I have a feeling, you know, a lot of people are crapping on this Chris Stapleton Traveler whiskey, and it's not for me. It's a great first taste to me, and that's it. But I think Buffalo Trace might have hit a home run with this, getting Chris Stapleton and sourcing some Canadian whiskey and some Barton, that's the rumor, and putting together a very, very drinkable whiskey. This is a gateway whiskey right here, y'all. These four for sure. In fact, maybe this whole table is a gateway whiskey. These are the ones that are going to help you get your buddies drinking with you. And as always, drink responsibly and catch me next time.